Happening now at 6. We are on weather alert, tracking very heavy rainfall moving through the area, flooding a big risk tonight. We'll break down how long it's going to last.
Also tonight, DC DMV still appointment only. But what if you can't get one? Or get online? 7 News on your side with your other options. And new at 6, a university professor working to reimagine policing, walking the walk.
It was fascinating, it was humbling, it was appalling, it was inspiring.
Her new perspective on the challenges as an officer herself.
And breaking as we come on the air, flooding reported on I-66. This is a live look right now near Nutley Street, where the exit ramp there is shut down.
And a live look also from Mobile Track 7 showing the heavy rain that the evening commute is dealing with, and it's brought some of it down to a crawl. When you consider that traffic's not been that bad because of the pandemic to begin with, it's just being made worse what's out there. This is the outer loop in Springfield. 7 News Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly, he's on weather alert. And Bill, you know, we're far from done with this rain looking at that map.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to cause some issues tonight. I know a lot of Little League games have been canceled. The Nats will likely be delayed at the start. Who knows? Maybe Mother Nature will end this. But it's still raining very heavily within the Capital Beltway. The heaviest of the rain bands, though, are off to the west and to the south. And we still have the flash flood warnings for both Fairfax and Loudoun County here and down into Charles County as well until 8 o'clock. In fact, we just got a brand new report within the last couple of hours, and this is why the National Weather Service issues this. This is Charles County around St. Charles. A vehicle was stranded in the flooded roadway near the intersections of Bannister Circle and Manning Court. Flash flooding happens like that. Water just comes up because it's dumping rain and the earth can't take it in. But as we look here live, a brand new flash flood warning just north of Winchester. That's in within the last couple of seconds, actually. It just came on down. That is going to be up now until 9 o'clock. And I expect that type of activity where the National Weather Service issues these warnings to go on over the next couple of hours. I'll continue to monitor it, and we'll look ahead and let you know how long this is going to last coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Bill, we'll see in a few. Thanks. We just got this new video, and this is from up north, and take a look at this. This is right near Morgan State University in Baltimore. Firefighters in that area have had to rescue several people from stalled out cars. Remember, please don't drive in if the water goes about maybe 6 inches above your wheels. Just don't go into water like that. You could either float away or seize up the engine. But this is some scene.
Back now to that breaking news, and 7 News Montgomery County reporter Kevin Lewis. He is at that water main break that has southbound Rockville Pike shut down right in front of the NIH in Bethesda. Kevin, you just got some brand new information. What are you hearing?
Yeah, WSSC telling us that a 16-inch pipe burst around 3:30 this afternoon. You can see here the southbound lanes of Maryland Route 355 have buckled in multiple spots. Stones, rocks, and sediment are strewn across the roadway and sidewalk. Although the northbound lanes are still open, traffic is just crawling along. Headlights are visible all the way south into downtown Bethesda. No word as to when southbound 355 will reopen, but I would not be surprised if this took the entire night, if not even longer. The takeaway, avoid the area if at all possible. We're live in Bethesda. I'm Kevin Lewis, 7 News.
Kevin, thank you. It is worth noting that we saw a similar break about 2.5 weeks ago. This was in Rockville Pike, about 6 miles north of where today's break is. And for comparison, that one took nearly 24 hours to get repaired and the roadway back open.
Repairs are also underway right now in the district as well from this water main break. And this one turned Connecticut Avenue into a bit of a pond, as you can see from above. Just south of DuPont Circle is where we're talking about. And we're told the water service was not affected, but several businesses got flooded. 7 News was there as they began the cleanup process. Right now, there is no timeline for repairs, but we will keep tracking this for you.
We have an update now on this.
Open up the damn DMV offices so that citizens can have access.
Remember that? That was last week. A D.C. pastor blasting D.C. for resuming tickets when the DMV is still only open by appointment. 7 News' Tom Rousey is on your side tracking this. So, Tom, D.C. just extended the deadline for renewing a driver's license, but you can still get ticketed for an expired registration. So I assume a lot of folks aren't satisfied.
Yeah, we talked to a woman who got a ticket today, Michelle. You know, a lot of folks did see their driver's license or their ID card expire during the pandemic. So the deadline, instead of being July 1st, will now be September 9th to renew it. Also today, the DMV announced they're going to be soon adding 4,000 more appointments a week at their location. So it should be easier to get inside and get stuff done. But we did learn what they announced today is not going to benefit everyone.
They're already giving out tickets for things that they know that you're having a problem to deal with. That's not fair.
Dolores tells us she got a $100 ticket because her registration expired last month. She says getting it renewed has been very difficult.
You have to have an appointment, and it's hard to get on the phone. They leave you on the phone for 4 to 3 hours.
7 on Your Side asked the mayor about issues people are having. She says things like renewing a registration can be done online.
So moral of this story, you do not need to go to the DMV to do most things. So check and read the website for everything that you need to do online.
So when you're told, oh, just renew it online, what do you say to that?
I don't have internet access.
Now, the mayor did add renewing by mail is another option. But for Dolores,
I mailed it in on time. They sent it back, stating that I had to get my driving license first.
the mayor says at least for now, she feels it's better to have appointments than to open up the DMV to walk-ins. But for those without internet access, getting an appointment can be tough. Now, if you don't have access to use, say, the app the DMV offers or internet access, I'm told one thing you can do to try to set up an appointment is to call 311 instead of calling the DMV directly. I'm told that's likely going to be a faster way to set up an appointment. Now, in addition, I just got in touch with the D.C. Public Library. They say if you have a library card, their computers are available to use, and they can help you get on the DMV website. But they did warn they can only help you to a certain point because they're not supposed to view your personal information. Reporting live at the DMV in Southwest D.C., I'm Tom Rousey, 7 News.
Tom, thank you. And 7 News checked and found that Maryland and Virginia's DMVs are also by appointment only. And in Maryland, deadlines are quickly approaching. You have until the end of this month to renew a registration that expired during the pandemic, and you have until August 15th to renew an expired driver's license. As for Virginia, the grace period there has expired for registrations and licenses that ended last fall.
Well, riding Metro is about to get cheaper because today the board approved 3 cost cuts starting as early as September. And they include a flat fare on weekends, free transfers from buses to trains, and a 20% cut in the price of a weekly bus pass. Hours will also increase starting next month.
All new at 6, guilty pleas from 2 members of an extremist group the FBI says were plotting a terror attack. Patrick Matthews and Brian Lemley Jr. both pleaded guilty to a long list of criminal charges today. Investigators say those men and a third, William Bilborough, were part of a violent group called The Base and were plotting an attack on a gun rights rally in Richmond earlier last year. Bilborough is already serving a 5-year sentence, and sentencing for the other men is set for October. Only on 7 tonight, a unique perspective on policing in America. New at 6, meet the Georgetown law professor moonlighting at as a DC cop.
And new information just in tonight for this road rage shooting that left a mother wounded and her child hurt in the district. All new at 6 o'clock. We have an update now on the hunt for the man in this chilling video. You remember this? This was last month. A man jumps out of his Maserati, shoots a mother through her window in the back, and this was some crazy case of road rage. Well, last week, police said that man is Kenneth Davis Jr. Today, we have learned police believe he may be hiding out somewhere in Baltimore. Police found the car, the Maserati, involved last week, and there is now a $10,000 reward in this case. A
7 News alert tonight in Montgomery County after what police are calling an attempted kidnapping. It happened this morning near Colesville, and police say a 15-year-old girl was walking on Hampton Place when a man got out of his car and kept trying to grab her hand. She kicked that man and ran away. He was last seen driving off in a light gray car with tan seats.
Good for her. Must-see video now from Interstate 66 where, take a look at this. A 7 News, whoa, that is the wrong way. A 7 News viewer sent us this video showing him barely dodging a wrong way driver in a very small car. Man, that was around 10:30 this morning. State police say that the man was first spotted going the wrong way on the Beltway before getting on 66 going the wrong way. Unbelievable. He clipped one car, but fortunately no one was hurt. Police finally caught that driver after the car blew a tire near the Roosevelt Bridge.
A lot of close calls there.
Holy cow.
All new tonight.
It was fascinating. It was humbling. It was appalling. It was inspiring.
She is a law professor who wanted a firsthand look at being a police officer, so she became one. What she discovered about policing and the community.
And take a live look now at Mobile Track 7. The wipers are going, meaning the drops are coming down. We're en route now to reports of a tree onto a house in Springfield. We're told nobody is hurt, but there is some wild weather out there today, so do stay weather aware, and Bill Kelly will check back in a few.
With so much attention on policing in America, tonight 7 News is on your side with an unusual and rare perspective to share.
Very unusual. All new at 6 o'clock, our Allison Starling talks to a Georgetown law professor who also became a reserve police officer. And this is a story you'll see only here on 7.
Rosa Brooks has been teaching law at Georgetown since 2007. She also founded the program on innovative policing for the school. But she decided to really learn the job. You can't just talk about it, you have to do it. So she joined MPD's Reserve Police Force. They perform all the same duties as a sworn officer, but as a part-time volunteer.
Why did you want to be a police officer?
You know, policing is such a closed culture to those of us on the outside. It's so opaque. And when I found out that DC had this reserve police officer program, it just seemed like such an incredible and fascinating opportunity.
And what was the experience like? How would you describe it?
It was fascinating. It was humbling. It was appalling. It was inspiring. All of those things, often in the space of the same 8-hour, 10-hour patrol shift. We ask police in our society to be social workers and medics and warriors and protectors and mediators, and doing any one of those jobs well is really hard. Doing all of them well is impossible.
Brooks says there is fear on both sides that impacts each interaction with police.
Police culture really distorts officers' sense of threat. So much in police training focuses on the idea that anyone could kill you at any time. And that really primes officers to view the people they encounter as if everyone is trying to kill them. And statistically speaking, in fact, attacks on police officers are quite rare.
As one of about 100 reserve DC police officers from 2016 until 2020, Brooks recently made a strong statement about racism in policing.
I think the American criminal justice system has racism baked deeply into it in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, that's sort of the tragedy of policing, and that's the paradox of policing. So many of the officers here are in many ways very sympathetic to the racial justice movements. And I think it was really painful, especially for a lot of my friends and colleagues who are Black officers, to feel like, how do I make sense of this?
What is your reaction to this idea of defunding the police?
I don't like the slogan. I think when people start thinking that fixing policing is about whether you add money or take money away, they're really on the wrong track. I think we should be more focusing on what are we trying to achieve here broadly, not just with police, but with other social service agencies, for instance, and then let the strategy drive the budget rather than the other way around.
Now, Brooks tells Allison rather than defund the police, she believes in reinvent the police. After 4 years as a reserve officer, she's no longer on the force, but she does continue to work closely with MPD on her innovative policing program and fellowship at Georgetown.
Well, good evening, everybody. We are tracking showers and storms around the region. I want you to look at this, though. I just put it together. This is the storm in motion, and it shows you how heavy the rain is. This is from Dulles looking north, or just south of Dulles. And let me use for perspective the clear sky in the distance. This was at 4:15. Look at the heavy rain and how blinding it is. And notice that over the course of the last 2.5 hours, essentially, it has just stayed overhead. And that is why this is one of the areas that we have a flash flood warning in effect. And that's what we're going to expect as we go into the evening hours tonight. These moderate to heavy rain areas that for the most part start and then remain stationary. They extend up to the Panhandle region. A new flash flood warning, as I told you last time, just north of Winchester there into Frederick County, Virginia. And then back around the district, it is actively raining. I'm cautiously optimistic that the Nats will be able to play tonight, but I'm pretty confident there's going to be a delay at the front part of the game. We'll check with Scott in just a moment. Update here, everything's flashing. That is the flash flood watch that is in effect. National Weather Service going to continue to keep it up. But we do have areas of red, which are the flash flood warnings. So I mentioned the ones back to the west, also Hampshire County, Loudoun, Fairfax, and Charles County, all until about 8:15. Please never drive through flooded roads, and we have a lot of them out there. We're starting to see some of these reports kick on in. And notice how bright this map is, the yellows, the oranges, and reds from just south of Hagerstown all the way down to the northern neck and beyond. Everybody gets in on some of this, and it's these pop-up heavy cells that will continue over the next couple of hours. Here's a look at 8 o'clock. Still have some rain around the D.C. metro if this futurecast holds. By the way, freshly updated just at the top of the hour. We get into your 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we have some heavier rain to the south, but it switches over to some lighter rain. But unlike the last couple of nights where I say after midnight, the rain's gone, you walk out the door in the morning and it's dry, this is the night that changes. It's going to be off and on all night long and into your Friday morning. Plan on a wet commute, wet drive for you for both your Friday morning commute and your evening commute. I don't expect any severe thunderstorms, and I don't expect the rain to be as heavy, but I do expect it off and on all day long. I mean, starting at midnight and going through probably midnight, late Friday night. So if you had any outdoor plans, you got to have that backup. It's a good day to spend some time inside. Temperature-wise, I mean, we're going from lows this week in the mid-70s to temperatures in the afternoon that won't fluctuate much at all. We're going to keep it 67, 68 to maybe 72 all day. Temperatures, the high and the low, probably separated by about 5 degrees tomorrow. That's it. It's going to be consistently cool for this time of year. The clouds and the showers will linger into early Saturday, but the good news here is we track your weekend and plan it out for you. Saturday afternoon and evening, delightful. Great one to fire up the grill. Sunday morning and basically the first half of the day looking good, but evening storms are going to be possible on Sunday. 81 and 85 for your Saturday, Sunday respectively. And then next week, a little closer to where we should be this time of year. Again, talking about Nats Park, I know it is raining right now. Hopefully, Scott, they'll be able to get this game in, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
And now, the Toyota Sports Desk, sponsored by your Toyota dealers.
Yeah, Bill, I tell you what, it's been raining consistently here at Nats Park, probably since 5 o'clock. I do know this game will not be starting on time at 7:05 p.m. We don't know the official word yet of what time this game will start, but trust me, there's going to be a delay here as the tarp is on the field. Now, the good news is fans are back inside the ballpark and 100% capacity for the first time since Game 5 of the 2019 World Series. If you do the math, that's 592 days. Yeah, it's been a long time, so there's a true energy, a true atmosphere here tonight, as if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask inside Nats Park. And I caught up with a lot of fans, and they are excited to get some normalcy and cheer on those Washington Nationals.
It has been a long year. It has been a long year, and we are ready for everything to open back up.
The fact that we're able to even do this and cheer without masks, it's still a weird feeling. I'm still like, looking around, making sure, touching my face, making sure.
You know, one of the best parts is all of us were talking without masks.
Yes, and I can see your beautiful smile.
I think it's more about bringing back what baseball is to America. And it's the fans, it's the sports, it's the environment, and everybody coming together to cheer, whether they're for your team or not.
Yeah, America's pastime. There is nothing better, sports, baseball, nothing without the fans, so it's great to have 100% capacity. Finally, Nats taking on the San Francisco Giants. Hopefully some baseball if this weather clears up. Jonathan?
All right, Scott, thanks very much. Breaking news update for you. We told you about just a minute ago. Mobile Track 7 just got on the scene where a tree crashed down on Havelock Street in Springfield. It's a pretty good tree. It's big. We're told it barely clipped the house, but somehow, though, it did, under all that mess, land on someone's car, as you see there in the driveway. That's going to hurt. And obviously there's some damage there. We also just got reports of wires down blocking Stony Creek Road right near, that's near Weatherfield Lane in Potomac. Firefighters are on the scene of that. So there's a lot going on this afternoon. Please be careful.
Yeah, causing lots of hazards out there. We'll check again with Bill on the weather alert behind all of this next.
The rain continues to fall, showing no signs of stopping anytime in the near future. And Scott just confirmed there's going to be a delay with the Washington Nationals game tonight. That is Look at Your Weather. Stay safe out there. World News Tonight is next.